What is up, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? I know it's been a minute since I made a vlog video, and there's good reason behind it. The biggest reason is I've obviously been working on my uh, podcast account, the Wrestling Today podcast, if you can see right here. I've mostly been working on that, so that's why I haven't really done any vlogging, any shorts, anything like that here on this account. But the reason why I came onto this video today to make it, it's kind of been in my heart to discuss what I'm about to talk about. God put it in my heart that I need to start spreading my testimony a little more, start sharing with people about how I came to Christ, how I started wanting to serve and be a better Christian, a better man, and whatnot. And it's really easy. I think I've discussed it here on this channel before. And the biggest reasons that got me back into Christ was that I was obviously living a life I wasn't happy living anymore. The life I was living actually cost me my marriage, a lot of good opportunities in the past, pretty much cost me my family. And one day I woke up because I've been doing this podcast channel for a while, and I've obviously wanted to see it grow into something big, on social media. And I was like, you know, the only way I can, actually grow my channel, grow everything I want to grow, and be successful in what I'm doing is if I give up the life I'm living. And the only way I knew how to do that was to turn to God, and that's what I did. I actually, you know, thought long and hard about it one day after I had went through a night of drinking and this and that, and felt miserable the next day. And it finally clicked. The only way you're gonna live a better life and live the life that you want to live is if you stop doing what you're doing and give it to God. Let God take over. Serve Him. Live for God. And that's what I did. And it tells us in the Bible, throughout and all through the Old Testimony, through the New Testimony, that the only way to live is by obeying God. And the pattern in the Old Testament I've been reading, if you know, you know, is that, you know, God pretty much tells his people throughout, serve me, obey my commands. I'm the only God. Only worship me. And and by the time this video gets uploaded and all that, I would have hit 300 days of sobriety. And that means I've been reading my Bible for 300 days as well. But you know, not ever reading the Bible fully, not ever actually understanding it because, I wasn't in the right mindset and all that. But now that I'm reading it and actually taking to heart what it's telling me, I actually understand what God's message is. The only way we can live a full and prosperous life is if we just let Him take control and live for Him, listen to what He tells us to do. Accept Him into our hearts and into our lives. And I've been reading about all these kings, all these prophets, all these men of God that have come before us. And now that I'm at a point where I'm approaching pretty much a year of sobriety and reading my Bible and accepting God into my life and letting Him take control, I'm at a point now, 300 days of sobriety almost. And the official 300th day would be tomorrow, August, was it 5th? And I can honestly say that since I gave up alcohol and let Jesus, God take over my life, uh, I have done much better. Uh, my accounts, like my social media, it has gotten bigger. It's growing steadily every day. Um, I'm getting more opportunities to do things that I never thought I would do while I was drinking. Even in just the 300 days, I've like the biggest thing is I've grown closer to God. I've started doing things like going to wrestling events, creating relationships within the wrestling community. Um, because if you know, like I just said, I'm a wrestling podcaster. I talk about wrestling, post everything wrestling on this account right here, the Wrestling Today podcast. And, along the way that I've been learning and experiencing things that I'm experiencing, it's just crazy to believe that all I had to do was just give it to God, let Him take over, and let Him do His thing within my heart and within my life. And, just these past few days, like I said, I've been getting something in my heart that I need to start spreading my testimony, because there's people out there that tell me all the time while I'm live, like on my podcast, they tell me all the time, because of what you do on a daily basis for your wrestling community, like it's helped me in big ways. Like I remember a few weeks ago, a young man reached out to me and messaged me and said, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me or if you know who I am." And I told him, "No, I remember who you are. You were in one of my lives talking to me. We were, chatting back and forth about wrestling stuff." He goes, "Yeah, that's who I am." And I'm not gonna say his name or anything on here or whatever, but he had told me, and I'm quoting him, "Because of you and your positive outlook and positive vibes and whatnot, you actually helped me. Um, you helped me from doing something that I couldn't take back." And I was like, I'm, and I was assuming he meant that he was gonna, do some self harm to himself. And he pretty much clarified what I was thinking, and he said, "Because of you and your positive outlook and all that, you actually helped me from doing that. You helped prevent me from doing that." And I posted something on my TikTok about that, but I never posted something on here. I never said nothing about it on here. But he had told me that, and you know, sitting there thinking like I helped somebody by merely doing something that I enjoy doing, and that's talking and watching wrestling with people on TikTok. And I was sitting there thinking, it's like, man, imagine what more I could have done if I had actually done more than just do that. And it's funny that I'm thinking about it is like, when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, maybe God didn't put me here to be a vlogger, didn't put me here to be, this guy that records himself and posts daily videos. Maybe he put me as a wrestling podcaster to help people. Because whenever I'm on my live, I don't really preach the word of God. I don't ever really mention it. But, when people bring it up, they're like, "Hey, you're still sober, right?" I'm like, "Yes. By the grace of God, I am still sober. By the grace of God, I'm still here doing my thing with all you lovely people." And that's how I answer my wrestling community every single time. And they send their congratulations, they send me this, they send me that, and they're like, you actually inspire me to do better too. You inspire me to do a lot more. And I go, it's not just all me doing this. It's by the grace of God, I'm doing it. I give God the credit whenever people ask me about it. But like I said, that young man had reached out, said what he said. He told me that I've helped him prevent him from doing that. And all I told him after he told me all these things is like, hey, it really wasn't me. I can't take credit. You know, God placed you into my life at the right time. God put you where you needed to be. And if that was supposed to be in my life to hear a positive message or to be around a positive group of people, then that's what he wanted to happen. And, obviously, if you ever need to talk about anything, you can reach out to me again and we'll talk. Like I leave the door open for my wrestling community to if they ever want to talk, they can talk to me. Like I'm not one of those TikTokers or YouTubers, whatever, that just because, I got thousands of followers that I'm not going to talk to people. I'm not built that way. I'm one of those people that if you want to talk, let's talk. If you want to talk about wrestling, let's talk about wrestling. If you want to talk about God, let's talk about God. Football, whatever you want to talk about. And, you know, I'm starting, like, the whole point is, like, I'm starting to see slowly but surely God did put me here where I'm supposed to be now that I'm more level headed, more clear minded, and I have an open heart. And I'm, taking in His Word, praying to Him, asking Him to guide me. Like I'm starting to see that my purpose may not be to, preach on a daily basis, not to, you know, preach in front of behind a pulpit and all that. His purpose for me might be keep doing your wrestling lives. Send the positive message you got through there, because what I do on my TikTok account is I do stream professional wrestling, obviously, and I do have a wide range of people that come into my live, and we talk wrestling, we talk life, we talk all kinds of stuff. And I may not have my Bible in front of me, but people know that I am a big believer in God. They know I'm a believer. They know that I read the Bible, that I'm very much a Jesus freak, I guess you can put it that way. And no one ever really comes at me for that. No one ever attacks me on that aspect. Like when I end my lives, I tell people all the time. Until I see y'all next time. Y'all stay safe. God bless, and have a good day or a good night, whatever. And no one ever says nothing bad about that. And it just makes me think, like, man, like it just has me thinking, like, what if I were to someday start preaching or start doing something more than just showing the wrestling and talking about a positive message from there? What if I started doing this vlog on a weekly basis, just like one or two videos a week, nothing crazy, just sit in my car and just record? Because before I tried this, and I used to try to overdo it. I would try to do like angles like the other YouTubers, try to do all this craziness, all these fancy uh, angles and all that. Put the crazy music on, and now I'm just like, what if I just do what I do with my wrestling channel? Just sit here and talk. Sit here and talk to you and just send a positive message. What if I just did that? Don't overdo it. Grab my Rode mic, attach it to my hat, sit in my car for a minute, talk to you, and just send the message that way. You know, I could do that because when I'm at home, I sit and all I do is just turn my camera on and stream and talk wrestling with people, and people watch. So why is talking about God any different, right? Because the other day I went live on my um, TikTok account that actually I do post daily Bible verses on, and people watch those videos. And I went live, and at one point I had like 40, 50 something people in there just watching me talk about my testimony a little bit about how I used to be when I was married, how I was before I met God or reintroduced Him to my life. And I was like, we got something. I'm going to start trying it out. But then I was like, I need to start vlogging again because I was making traction with these vlogs and I lost my way for a little bit. Not like fell off from serving God, but I fell off from doing these videos. And, if I properly balance my work life balance and my podcast balance, if I balance everything perfectly, then I can do a weekly vlog. Just take 15, 20 minutes out of my day and just sit here and talk to you guys. And I think that's what I'm going to start doing is just sit here and talk to you guys. That's it. People can say that these videos are boring, whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's not. These videos ain't going to be for everybody. These videos are going to be for whoever wants to sit and listen to someone that has been serving God for a little bit and is trying to do right in his life. Like that, this video is going to be for those people that want to hear a positive message from someone that has been trying to turn their life around in a good way. So, like I said, I'm going to start trying to do these videos on a weekly basis, 1 or 2 a week. Not sure what my schedule is going to be, but right now it's looking like I'll probably be releasing the videos like on a Thursday, maybe Sunday morning. Because right now it's Wednesday the 4th. I'm in line at my kid's school, waiting to pick them up, and I had a moment to record this video because I'm just waiting in line. So I'll probably record another video uh, soon and post it. But it looks like the videos will probably come out Thursdays and Sundays. So be sure to follow and like this account. Um, Share out the video, watch the video, however this works. But until next time, you guys stay safe, God bless, and have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.